Hi, I'm Josh from eSpares. A question we often get asked here at eSpares is how people access and replace the sump hose on their washing machine. Now, why would you need to do this? Well, if the sump hose develops a blockage, it can affect the efficiency of your machine, and if it gets pierced, your machine can actually develop a leak as well. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to access and, if necessary, replace the sump hose on your washing machine. The procedure I'm going to be using is for a washing machine without a base plate, and it's relatively straightforward, but if your machine does have a base plate, the procedure is a little bit different, and you can see me doing that in another eSpares video. The machine I'm using is an LG WM12225FD, and obviously it's very important that if you are replacing the sump hose, you do have the correct spare part for it. And the procedure is largely the same for most makes and models of washing machine. Now, it's important to point out that we are actually going to be turning the machine onto its side, so we need to make sure that there's no water left in it. And the way you can do that is by putting the machine onto a spin and drain cycle. Then once it's finished, just take the dispenser drawer out and check there's no water in there as well. And then if we open up the filter flap at the front here, you can empty out any last remnants of water in the machine via the filter drain hose. You can just empty that into a cup or a saucepan. And while we're down here, it's also worth just checking the filter for any debris that might be collected in there as well. Okay, so now the machine is empty of any water, I need to disconnect it from the water supply, and I do this by disconnecting the fill hoses at the back of the machine, and also you need to unplug it from the mains as well. Then once I've done that, I just need to lean it down onto its side. Now, if it's a particularly heavy machine, it might be a good idea to get someone else to help you do it. And also, if you have a hardwood or a laminate floor, it might also be a good idea to get a blanket or just something to lie the machine down to protect it. Okay, so now we've got the machine on its side, we can see the sump hose here underneath. You're going to need two tools to do this procedure: a crosshead screwdriver and some water pump pliers, although you can use mole grips as well. And the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the sump hose from the pump here, and we do that by unclipping the clip. Next, we need to undo this clip which holds the sump hose onto the tub. Now, with that clip loosened, you should just be able to pull the sump off the tub. And next, you need to unscrew the pressure chamber that's attaching it to the tub above. The final thing we need to do to free the sump hose is to unclip this clip here. And now the sump hose is free, we can check for what's inside. Now, sump hoses do tend to get blocked with things such as hair grips, bra wires, and sometimes even socks as well. And as you can see, this sump hose isn't in a particularly good condition. So I'm going to replace it with a new one. And I can just use the old clips to fit the new one back on. So there we go, one new sump hose fitted. You can find this sump hose and other spare parts on the eSpares website. Thanks for watching.